What's up, folks, and welcome to another episode of Real Amigos. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, joined as always by Phil and Donnie. Phil, how you doing today, man?
Good, but I don't look as comfortable as you in your couch.
Man, I know. Like I'm changing it up. You know, I normally do it from like a really hard chair, and we record for a long time. And I have a Tinder undercushion, so I gotta take care of it. You know what I mean? I'm starting to get up there in age.
A tender carriage.
Yeah, Tinder carriage. So, Donnie, how's your carriage?
Donnie looks also like Rush Limbaugh this week. Sitting back in his chair, the high back chair.
Oh no, I stole this. We were throwing it out at church, and I was like, "I'll take that."
Oh, that's funny.
I saw that chair. I thought about asking, "Are you keeping that?"
You've seen this chair. This is the old chair of your former suite mate across the hall.
Oh wow!
Oh,
yeah.
Very nice. All right, well, let's do the show. Hang on. We're gonna circle around. you actually didn't really this.
I can't hear.
Are you in the closet? Like literally in a closet?
No, he's in his living. Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're set up in a. I love that. I wish I had that.
I'm in my walk-in closet.
I have too much stuff right now that's all plugged in that can't be in my closet, but that is the dream. So,
well, dude, it's like audio butter in here.
Yeah. Oh, it's good, man, because everything's close. You got good acoustics. Yeah, I hear you. Mine's awful. I'm in a giant room. Let's talk about why we're here. This is Real Amigos. Okay. We are a weekly podcast to talk about movies. If you don't already know that, that's what we're here to do. And we're actually talking about a great one of probably the best sci-fi movies maybe of all time. One of the best movies. We're going to talk about it. I have lots of questions which we're going to get to. Real quick, if you don't know, you can we are an audio and a video podcast. You can get the video on YouTube. Just search Real Amigos, and the audio drops every week. We try to do it around Tuesday or Wednesday. It really just depends on when I can get it done. We do drop it weekly, and that's on podcast services of your choice, including Spotify, which we're on now, so you can stream us if you don't want to take up that precious space on your phone to listen to us. So yeah, precious, very nice. So that's about that. I do want to plug the Facebook group. I haven't done that in the last few episodes, but we do have a Facebook group. It's a private group, so it's just for people that want to be involved. But it allows us to interact and talk about stuff from the show or just random movie stuff. So if you just search Real Amigos on Facebook, you can find
or not according to some of the comments that we just talk about nothing.
Or not, yes.
I need clarity on that. Where was that comment posted?
So that was on YouTube. So somebody posted. So for our Flight of the Navigator
ever.
For our Flight of the let me get it then. So for our Flight of the Navigator episode, we did the video version and we put it up, and we were and I was just going online to make sure that our last video went live, and I saw that we had a comment, and I was like, oh, this is great.
Comments.
Just one comment, which is the best.
Podcast, baby.
And this is the comment. It's from Leia
Corn.
So if you're listening, Leia Corn, you're getting a shout out on the show.
Leia Corn.
This is what he said on episode 205, which is the Flight of the Navigator. He says 10% of the video talking about the actual movie. 90% of the video downstairs is just reverse upstairs, right? Question mark.
I love that.
Dude, that's a great comment.
We talked like living bejesus out of that movie. I don't know what that guy is. I love
that Donnie is raging at commenters. Like, Donnie is not fit for this medium.
Keep listening.
That's true.
I don't care. I just would like an explanation of what.
Donnie's like.
I honestly think it was. I really think it was just kind of a joke. I think he was poking fun because we really didn't talk a lot about it. But it is just reverse upstairs, right? I mean, we talked about that. We clarified that.
Yeah. First of all, yes. I would like to plug the best way to listen to that particular episode is to listen to the first 5 minutes at half speed.
Yes, because it sounds like we are drunk talking about basements, and it's great. Basements and LaCroix.
Dude, yeah, the half speed listen is one of the greatest discoveries of my life.
I do that with some of I have a podcast from a professor at a college, actually the president of a college that I listen to as a daily podcast, and he's very, very prim. He's very put together. He's very educated. But when you listen to him at half speed, he looks like he's been smoking. Sounds like he's been smoking a J. It's fantastic.
I love it.
I'm sure he's glad to know that.
Well, I didn't name drop him for that reason.
No, I know who you're talking about.
Okay, let's. We're going to jump into the show. We have a lot to talk about. I want to talk about our movie quite a bit. So before we do, though, real quick, just any movies. Anybody seen any movies the last week or so that you want to highlight? I have not. Outside of the movies that we do for this show, I have watched very little TV. Fire Emblem came out. 3 Houses for Switch. And so all I've been doing is playing Super Mega Baseball 2 and Fire Emblem, and that's it. So that's all my free time right now. But you guys, any movies?
I'm going to have to go back and listen to that at half speed so I can understand what he just said.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
No, probably nobody listening cares.
I've watched 4 movies since last we spoke. Bridge on the River Kwai, classic war movie.
Obi-Wan Kenobi's in that.
Yes, he is. He won an Oscar for the best actor in that movie. I watched a movie called Night Riders.
Yes.
It's starring Ed Harris, of all people.
Ed Harris?
Oh, yeah, Ed Harris. It's from
Driving Kit.
He is not Driving Kit. He is part of these are like medieval costumed individuals, but they ride motorcycles instead of horses.
Oh.
They're a traveling circusy type group.
Wow.
And that movie is bonkers, man.
Okay.
It's weird.
Are they like vigilantes?
No, they're just this guy, Ed Harris is the leader and he's the king. He like takes it seriously. It's weird.
Wasn't Ed Harris?
Ed Harris. He was a Truman Show. He was
No. I know who he is. Wasn't he also didn't he play a similar character in The Postman?
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah, he was kind of.
I know the movie. I don't think I ever saw it.
Yeah, he was kind of a balloon driving that. Oh,
yeah,
that's
a kooky movie. And then I watched Corvette Summer with Mark Hamill.
Yes,
came out 1 year after Star Wars.
Are you just watching movies that star Star Wars people? Is that the trend here?
Is Ed Harris a Star Wars people person? No.
Oh, come on. We're talking about Sir Alec Guinness.
And then I watched Tough. That's spelled Tuff. Tough Turf. Which also, by the way, has Robert Downey Jr. in it. And a fairly prominent role in his career. And James Spader as a high school student, even though he looks like he's about 40.
Is it about football?
It is not. It's about it's kind of a West Side Story thing. There's some music in it and some dancing, and it's pretty 80s.
Wow.
It's real 80s.
Definitely not be checking that one out.
It's super duper 80s. But anyway.
I still think the 80s was prime real estate for original storytelling.
Dude,
you never get a movie like the one you just described nowadays.
No.
Guys
that
in
Night Riders movie
riding motorcycles. Doesn't happen.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I find this garbage. I don't know how. Amazon Prime is like heaven for me.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
They have so much bad 80s stuff.
Yeah,
it's unreal, man.
Yeah, well, and they probably like the algorithms are like going nuts for you. They're like, I've got lines. Let's see what else we could throw at him.
Throwing all kinds of stuff.
I am finding some gold in there, man. There's no doubt. Anyway, that's it for me.
Phil, what about you? Any movies?
Well, I was just gonna say, Donnie's watching habits are keeping Amazon from actually understanding the human race, because just about the time they figure it out, they're like, "Who's this guy? What's he watching?
Who is he?"
Like,
I'm not alone. There's other 80s.
He's at the bottom of the bell curve. And Amazon bots are like, we just can't figure this situation out.
Maybe the Terminator exist.
Nobody. We didn't think Night Riders was ever gonna get watched, and it did. What do we do?
I'm the guy. I'm your watcher, man. Let me tell you though,
Donnie is secretly Leacorn.
Hollywood needs to figure out that college students are not 40 years old. They're like 18, you know? Yeah. What is with the casting of college of high school kids in Hollywood? Anyway, enough about that. I'm ready.
It's because in the 80s, they wanted to have nudity in their high school movies. So they had to cast adults.
That's probably true.
That's actually a
Look at Phil coming through with a great explanation. And probably the right.
Dropping some knowledge.
Yeah, man.
All right, Phil, what about you? Any
I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed.
Any movies? Phil?
No, I don't. I'm. You guys know me. I do this because I love hanging out with you guys, and I watch the movies we talk about sometimes. But I'm more of a podcast guy, and I've listened to a whole season of a new podcast this last week.
Oh, let's hear it.
Plus, we had a death in the family, and I've been on the road.
Oh yeah, you were at my house.
I was at your house. We were supposed to go see Crawl.
Oh, you guys didn't do it?
Crawl.
Oh,
didn't work out.
I wanted to hear that. No.
So Phillips thought, like, as you watch him or listen to him on this podcast, is basically like, how did I get roped into this?
Let me tell you something. Every little thing, every little troop, every little thing I've ever been a part of that had any sort of entertainment value, I've always felt like I'm the guy that shouldn't be here. Like,
you just solved an 80s mystery.
That's right. I mean,
this is what you're here for, bro.
Call me Scooby-Doo. I feel like I'm like the esoteric guy in the room where everybody's like, what is he talking about? Why is
you are, and that's fine.
Which is great. It's a completely different flavor. I
was in a band in my early 20s, and I was probably the least musical of the bunch. And I just kept, every time we went to practice and every time we played a gig, I thought, they're gonna figure me out and they're gonna kick me out of this band.
I'm flying low under that radar.
I'm just like, I don't sing. I barely play the guitar.
Oh, brother.
Fortunately, there was one other guy in the band that was worse than me, so I just always divert all the attention to how bad he was. And that guy's terrible. We should get rid of him. Look at him.
That guy's homeless now. I hope you feel good about yourself.
Funny story. Again, I won't name drop because people know him and would know him if I said his name, especially in the circle of people that listen to our show. But I ordered a pizza one night, and I opened the door. 10 years later, I opened the door. He's delivering my pizza.
Ooh. By the way, let me just stop
crazy.
There. We have a circle of listeners?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
A small circle. I mean,
it's more of a cabal.
If two people hold both of the
hold hands around us, okay,
yeah, that kind of works.
All right, guys. Chris's circle would know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty quickly.
All right.
So I'm not gonna name names.
All right. Let's move on because we are here to talk about a great movie, and I want to make sure we devote time to it. But before we get there, we have a great segment that everybody loves or nobody loves. We really don't know.
Our whole circle loves
Our whole circle
loves it.
Layacorn loves it. And that little segment is called Donnie's Top 5. All right, Don. What
Top
you got?
5. This week's Top 5 brought to you by Layacorn.
Layacorn. Delicious starch for your meal, Layacorn. So Wrigley's Double Mint Gum used to have a commercial, you might remember it, utilizing several sets of twins to advertise their
I love it.
Flavor gone in 5 minutes product.
I already know where he's going with
this. Okay. All right. This is why you're here, esoteric man. And I have to confess, I have a confession now. It creeped me out every single time. Okay. And also, I've known several sets of twins over the course of my lifetime. And I have to say that there's something going on there that is otherworldly and unsettling. Okay. Now,
we do apologize for
I'll just apologize
to our show.
If
is
you're
there a more PC term for twin?
No.
I think that's allowed.
If you're one of those twins that I have known or know, I still love you and all that. But let's just say you're never babysitting my kids, okay? And here's the thing that gets me. I think all of you twins out there, because I know there's a ton listening to this, you know that all of us single birth types think this way. And I think you're playing on our fears. That's what I think. I think that you love the power. I think you're exploiting it to your advantage. I offer to you proof, gentlemen. How in the world are the Olsen twins successful other than a pact with the devil of some sort?
They're in the Illuminati.
Right, exactly. There's something going on there. And so here's the deal. If everything that I've said so far upsets you, do not blame me. It is the movie's fault, okay? Because directors and screenwriters for decades have used twins to signal to their audience that either you've entered the Twilight Zone, or someone's about to die, or there's a con job going on, or basically that you should skedaddle, okay? So, am I wrong? No, I am not wrong.
No, that's why the term evil twin exists.
Correct.
Yeah.
My evil twin. Right. So, with that in mind, I've compiled, here's my top 5. Top 5 movies featuring twins, creepy twins.
I know why you picked this.
You do, and I'm not telling Chris because I'm going to see if he knows why I picked this.
Love it.
Oh crap!
I love it.
All right. Twins, creepy twins. Here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Leghorn, this is for you. Number 1, Twins from 1988.
Yes, that's got to be there.
Julius and Vincent Benedict could not be more different. One is brilliant and buff. The other one is Danny DeVito. So the makers of this movie, basically they fought the creepy twin stereotype, but only halfway, because DeVito is brought in for every... DeVito, let's be honest, is brought into every role that he has ever played to be 2 things: creepy and repulsive. Mm-hmm. That's it. Right? Yeah. Am I right?
He's never been the sexy lead.
Him as Penguin.
He's the Penguin from Batman Returns.
When he's eating the fish,
black stuff, running out of stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So anyway, watching that movie, Schwarzenegger playing naive is great fun. I enjoy the movie, but watching DeVito, disturbing as always. So number 1 is Twins. Number 2, Double Impact from 1991.
Oh, such a great movie.
Jean-Claude Van playing martial artists Chad and Alex Wagner.
Chad and
Alex, baby. All-American twins, man. Played brilliantly by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
You don't have to put the word brilliantly.
Yeah, you don't have to.
They were played by Jean-Claude.
But have you seen it? I mean, it's great.
It's great.
They set out to avenge their parents' death 25 years after it occurred. Some good old-fashioned butt-kicking, but with twice the feet. Number 3, The Shining. No, that was me. I made that up.
That was awesome.
The Shining from 1980.
Oh,
have either of you ever seen this film?
None of them. Nope.
So, how do you make a super creepy movie even super creepier?
Put long-haired twins in it.
Twins. Enough said.
Those are the worst.
Danny Torrance, little kid trying to escape the horrors of a shut-down hotel by cruising the halls on his big wheel, as you do, you know?
Yeah, man.
But evil just can't leave him alone. It sends the Grady twins, their ghosts, technically, to invite Danny to get murdered as well, just like them. Quote, come and play with us, Danny, forever and ever and ever.
Nope.
No thanks, creepers.
Our pass.
All right. Number 4, The Matrix Reloaded. 2003, sorry.
Some of those white dreadlock freaks.
Yes.
Good luck understanding this movie. Okay? But one thing that is easy to understand is creepy twins that refer to themselves as we come at you like ninjas and pass through walls. Conclusion, heck no.
Yep.
Thankfully, Morpheus is able to explode them back to computer hell at the end.
Oh, great.
Number next. I bet neither of you remembered this. Star Wars.
Yeah, you can play it, bro. Come on.
Making their first appearance on the screen in Star Wars 1977, but finally revealed to be twins 6 years later in Return of the Jedi, are Luke and Leia Skywalker, ungodly spawn of one Darth Vader, master of not the light side, the dark side of the Force, which is where all twins come from.
Dun, dun, dun.
You've heard of
you got there.
You've heard of kissing cousins? Well, if I got a story for you, kissing twins.
So they actually they kiss in Empire. That's when we find out that they're twins as well, right? Both in Empire.
I don't know. We'll find out they're twins until
Jedi,
man.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know they're related till then.
Yeah, we get that.
Yoda hints at it.
Yeah,
there's another.
That's right, but we don't know.
We find out.
That's right.
I think, but we don't know they're twins until then.
Oh, we don't know they're twins until the amazing Natalie Portman delivers them.
Oh my gosh!
We don't know that they're twins until later.
I don't know. That's a good research question.
Yeah, I don't actually.
We may not find out they're twins until 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, number 6 is a movie from 1982 called Basket Case.
Never heard.
I love it, Chris.
I'm just gonna copy and paste this from IMDb right here. Here it is. Quote: a young man carrying a big basket that contains his extremely deformed Siamese twin brother seeks vengeance on the doctors who separated them against their will.
Holy damn.
Extremely deformed is an understatement. This is the stuff of nightmares. Just ask Phil, who I made watch this with me when he was just a wee lad.
There is a wonderful claymation scene,
dude,
where this little
this thing
squirts around the floor.
Yeah, it's like a head with arms, basically. It's
basket case.
It's horrifying.
I'm gonna have to watch it. Is this a horror movie?
Yeah, it's kind of horror-ish. Yeah, there's a lot of people dying in this movie.
Holy mongrel!
Yeah, bro.
That's it.
What the pan is? It looks like Bib Fortuna. Throw back to Star Wars. It looks like Bib Fortuna right there.
He's a twin. That's a twin.
Gosh.
All right, number 7.
I'm not watching this.
I'm going to wrap up my top 5 with this one.
Look, he's inside of a basket. What the fuck is the matter?
He carries him around in that basket, and then he lets him out to exact vengeance.
He's like People Soup.
But there's a scene where he falls out of the basket and he scoots around with his hands.
Oh,
yes, awful 80s claymation.
Basket case.
So really, they're Siamese.
Yes, they were separate.
Conjoined. I apologize.
I'm watching this.
Sorry, I took that off IMDb. So, all right, last one. Wrapping up my list with a little movie that from 2006 that we have already done on this show. Can you name it? It's a little film called The Prestige.
Oh, that's right.
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
Dun, 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 dun.
I watched that since we last. I watched that.
That's right.
That's a great movie.
I watched that again and forget how good that movie is. They're hinting from the first scene how that movie is going to end.
Yep. So good.
Sorry, Donnie, go.
No, that's okay. As if Scarlett Johansson's acting wasn't horrific enough, let's throw in some twins. We've done a podcast on this movie, so I'll just say only a twin could love a twin enough to chop off his finger for no good reason.
Ooh.
Because they're on another wavelength than the rest of humanity can grasp.
That scene is rough, too.
Scary stuff.
Do you love me today?
Apologies, twins. If you're twins, we love you, but let's just face it, there's something going on there.
So we are going to talk about a great movie. After following up what was another great movie last time, which was Flight of the Navigator.
You're welcome.
We are bringing
not that.
Another great movie.
It's the biggest disservice you could possibly do to a movie and talk about T2 half the amount of time we talked about Flight of the Navigator.
Oh my gosh. What's Lala? What's his name? Lala Unicorn? Leacorn. He would love that.
He's my new hero.
He is. He is.
Why are we assuming Leacorn is a he?
Oh, that's right. You know what? Leacorn may be a twin little person. We don't know that. But tonight we are talking about Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Terminator 2 came out July 3rd, 1991, written and directed by James Cameron, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, and Robert Patrick. Here's the synopsis for you. Nearly 10 years have passed since Sarah Connor was targeted for termination by a cyborg from the future. Now her son, John, the future leader of the Resistance, is the target for a newer, more deadlier Terminator. Once again, the Resistance has managed to send a protector back to attempt to save John and his mother, Sarah. Did
you only list Robert Patrick, Linda Hamilton, and Arnold Schwarzenegger as starring in this movie? Introducing Edward Furlong.
Is that the kid?
I have stuff to say about him.
He's the worst. Let's just start with him. He's horrible. But so I was really mad the entire time watching it. Like, I just wanted to punch him in the face, mad. But then I got to think about it. Like, all teenagers are super annoying, right? So right. I mean, he kind of came off the way he was supposed to.
I think it's the voice that gets me. Yeah. His voice is just. It's like, let's have maybe a post-puberty kid do this.
Yeah,
but he was supposed to. How old was he supposed to be?
I thought he was like 12. I don't know.
No.
Right, so I'm mildly confused. The first movie takes place in 1984.
Correct. Tonight, it says tonight.
But
the movie, the Terminator says when it starts, it says right here tonight. That's what it says.
Holy crap! Okay. I'm gonna blow your mind. So, according to Wikipedia, it looks like in Terminator 2, John Connor was supposed to be 10 years old at the time.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Way
so
too
the
young.
1984 first movie. The second movie airs in 91, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But it's supposed to take place in close to 94 because Cybernet's going to kick things off in 97.
Right.
So at the start of the whole thing, John Connor's only 13. So yeah, that puts him at 10. Edward Furlong's supposed to be 10 in this movie. He's a hoodlum. How could he already be such a hoodlum at 10?
I would have said 15. Like would have been my go-to answer. He was driving a dirt bike. Isn't a dirt bike 15? Like that's.
Yeah, but you can get away.
He doesn't care about the law.
That's true. No, he doesn't, and that's upsetting.
Here's my biggest problem with him. All that stuff is true, but I feel like they were trying to set him up as giving you glimpses of the great leader he's going to become, and I never bought him as commanding at all.
No,
like he was.
That's why you haven't seen the movie in 15 years.
Longer than that, probably.
I can't remember him being anything else. So.
He was in American History X. That was probably the only other big movie that he ever
where
did.
he played the same character.
Same character. A whiny younger brother. Just
hey man, don't be a racist, man. Or maybe I should.
Okay. Let's get back on track.
Dude,
that's American History X.
Nailed it. You nailed it.
There's a lot of good stuff in this movie that I want to get to. I want to talk about time travel because that's our theme. But just a real quick recap. So on Movie Swap a couple weeks back, me and Donnie actually talked about the Terminator. I watched it for the first time. Thought it was great. Had a super big problem with Kyle Reese coming back from the future to create his child, who would send him from the future to the past.
Creates a real problem, doesn't it?
Huge problem. So then I was hoping there would be some sort of explanation, even if it was just a
there's no explanation.
And the explanation that we got was from your boy John when he was just like, "Yeah, the future's a crazy thing. Time travel's a crazy thing," which is just it is garbage. So, but anyway,
why do Sarah, and John Connor continue to be the target of these robots? If Kyle, they don't have to go all the way back to 1984. They just have to go back to kill Kyle Reese.
Yeah. I mean, that's
1990.
Maybe they don't know.
Well, there's that.
Well, that's true because Dude,
don't try to figure this out. It's not figure-outable. It's a time loop that doesn't work. We're going to overlook it because it's the Terminator.
In the mental institution, she tells them that her child was from a guy from the future. She tells them that. So that being said, the machines would have had that data. So that doesn't hold. That doesn't hold.
Okay, whatever.
So let me start here. So I didn't remember this movie. I remember flashes of it. I remember the semi chase with the motorcycles. Definitely remember that. I remember the Cyberdyne assault. But I didn't remember any of the beginning with Linda Hamilton still locked up or being locked up and being crazy. I thought that was great. And now watching it back,
is she crazy?
Yeah, I think she is crazy. So yeah, but watching it back, it really does add a lot of layers, but it still doesn't fix the problem that I have. But we'll get to it. So I'll stop talking. What do you guys think, Donnie? Where you at?
Great theme song. Phil was humming it a minute ago. I love the Terminator theme song.
Yep.
This movie changed special effects. This movie was the one of the benchmarks, man, for all the digital and just that whole new look. James Cameron, dude, that's what he does. I mean, he's the man. He got together. He did The Abyss in '89, and they had that whole kind of liquidy, metal-y thing, water, I guess. And that kind of opened the door to this, and he kind of went crazy on this. And this was the biggest budgeted movie ever at the time. And Stan Winston's on it, who you guys should know from The Thing. I mean, those two guys.
There were some practical effects in this movie still.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
I mean, not one particularly not good one when they dragged the T-1000 out of the mental institution.
That body looks really flat.
It's just like Like every dummy I've ever tried to make to scare a friend.
There are a couple when the T1000 is driving the semi and the semi runs into the middle part of that overpass.
Oh yeah.
I rewound it like 4 times. If you watch the T1000 in that moment, that's hilarious too, because you can clearly see him get like smashed and flattened, but you can clearly tell that it's like a doll, which is really funny. Okay, hang on.
This is the first movie I've ever seen that uses science to explain why the crash resulted in an explosion.
Oh.
So there was a spark from the battery cable that actually blew the truck up. Usually they just hit rocks and go, and you're like, oh, it doesn't seem safe. Seems like I shouldn't be driving cars if they can do that.
Blow up on contact with everything.
Yeah.
So
anyway, I just noticed that.
I have a question about Cameron, right? So Cameron came in and I mean, he has a great track record, but I almost feel like, do you think that his movies are known, they're remembered better because of the technology and not because of the actual movie?
Absolutely.
Because like I feel like after watching The Terminator, I was really interested in kind of seeing where things were going. And now watching T2, I still kind of find myself now not really caring because it seems like it's just garbage. The whole time loop and how things are going. And
it's almost like it's almost like the movie admits there's no way to reconcile any of this, so we're just going to make a lot of money.
We're going to blow a lot of things up and have a lot.
This movie made a lot of money, that's for sure. This movie is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. I mean, I would just, because you brought out like the digital thing. The same thing happened with Avatar. Like Avatar is a garbage movie. But Avatar came in, it was actually shot in 3D, and it was the movie that kicked off this whole 3D craze. This
guy Cameron spends a decade on a movie, just the technology. Yeah, this is what he does, man.
Yeah,
he's one of these guys that builds things and creates technology to make his movies.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and then didn't he do a documentary where they went to the bottom of the Marianas Trench or down to Titanic or some? Like he did all this.
Yeah,
and he did make Titanic.
Yeah, I mean, he's great. I'm not taking away from him, but like you saying that, I feel like Cameron is more of an innovator and less of a storyteller.
Yes, although I don't know, man. His, The Terminator is a great story. Take your time loop issue out. Aliens, great story. Sure. This movie.
I thought The Abyss was a good story.
I love this.
The Abyss is a great story. It's one of the
only
worst
thing the only thing The Abyss is missing is at the end when Ed Harris comes out of that tunnel. He should have been wearing a night uniform and riding a motorcycle.
Dude, and that would have been a prequel.
That would have been like he met these guys in the bottom of the sea.
It would be Aqua Night Riders.
Yep. No, I agree with you, but I do think he'd make some good movies, but I do think he's more known as an innovator. And this movie really shoots it out there. Terminators without skin, terrifying.
Yeah, like I would say obviously there's a large time difference, but I feel like as far as like shooting the movie, but I feel like that much more engaged in that entry, that opening scene where you see all the future stuff. It felt very empty in the first one, which is to be expected because all that stuff is you're creating all that from nothing, but like with the drop ships coming in and the larger tanks, and you saw a lot more soldiers in this one. Of course, like you said, the skinless Terminators are freaky. I thought that whole.
Did you notice the teeth on them? They look like human teeth. They're crooked and everything. It's weird.
I have a kind of a problem. If you're a robotic, like you're basically building machines for war. Why do they carry guns? Why don't they just have guns for hands?
Laser eyeballs.
Well, you have the big one, right? The big one, it like the big giant tank rolling one. and it has like it does. Its arms are like giant guns. This may just go back to that. They're trying to perfect the human race, and so they're trying to mimic the race. So I mean, that would be my best logical.
They're mirroring their creator.
Yeah, there you go. See,
there you go.
There you go. There you go.
It is in your nature to destroy yourselves.
So the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing.
It was great seeing young Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, man, he's really good.
In this movie, I love Arnold in this movie.
He's just even from he goes into the bar, completely naked. That's how we see him first. He's walking around, and then when he talks to that guy, give me your, I need your bike.
When that guy puts that cigar to his chest, and there's no reaction from Arnold, and the look on that guy's face is priceless. Yeah. That scene is awesome.
Yeah. But here's my problem with that. That scene. Yeah, shouldn't have done this. My problem with that scene and every scene like it in every movie. How many of your friends have to get their arms snapped in half, thrown onto the stove? How many sticks have to be broke across my back and knives stuck into me and cigars burned on me without responding?
5.
Before the rest of the guys in the bar go,
5.
We're out of here. It's all good.
5 guys have to get beat down.
That's so dumb.
Before everyone decides to run away. And even in this movie, that one guy still had that stick in his hand, like, and it was like,
I'm thinking about it, Willie.
Like, they square up on him.
But
I will say though, going back to the cigar thing, like, is that anybody's like to-go intimidation move? Like, I mean, if that was a human burning a cigar into their skin,
I think in a biker bar, that's a move.
I don't know.
I don't think it's an intimidation move. I think that's an aggressive move. Like,
well, I'm just saying, you're going
to start crying when I put this in your chest.
I think that's a legit.
I like the go-to is like maybe like a punch to the face, or I don't know. Just the burning of somebody seems a little too aggressive for just, hey, I'm not going to give you my clothes.
Chris has never been in a biker bar.
That's true.
These guys have been drinking. It's a Friday night. They're not thinking straight.
Yeah, these are 80-20 biker gangs, man. These guys they're vicious, torturous, evil people.
Donnie, did you see this in the theater?
Oh heck yeah!
So let me ask you.
United Artists.
So Phil, did you go too?
I was with him.
Oh, I love it.
You were.
So let me ask you. So this is 1991. Internet doesn't really exist. So going in, and you may not remember this, but are you in the Linda Hamilton role where you're expecting Arnold Schwarzenegger to be the bad guy again? Is that? I mean, they set it up pretty clearly like that. With them going to the bar.
My problem was that I read a lot of fiction behind the scenes stuff, and I had a pretty good idea already that what the plot was.
Yeah.
But
I was going to ask that same question because I can't remember. I don't remember the previews or any of that stuff because it was way back. But I do feel like they could have they should have shortened up. They should not have shown us the T-1000 coming back.
Yeah.
And we should have only seen Arnold going to Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
And the reveal that he was the good guy should have been that he punches through her security guard or somebody there, and you realize that person's made of liquid metal, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, blows your mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I agree that not seeing the T-1000 come in, I do think that it would have been great play up, because the next time we see the T-1000, he's at the house and he's asking about where John Connor is.
Yeah,
it would be good to play it as if a local cop was actually looking for John Connor. So you still get because that was the great thing about the first one, right? Is that you have Kyle Reese came back, and then you have the Terminator, and you don't know at that moment who is the good guy and who is the bad guy, and they both converge at the same time. Kind of like what you're saying, Phil. They both converge at the same time, but because we saw the T-1000 come from the future as well, and he just looked shady as soon as he saw him. I think it's the pointy elf ears, but yeah, it would have been better to not know that he was from the future until that moment. That would have been a nice reveal.
I do want to know why the T-1000 is naked when he time travels, because if there's one thing that's made abundantly clear is that his uniform is part of his. He's not naked.
Well, he has to make contact with something.
But he didn't have to make contact to give himself form. He came back looking like that.
Well, that's probably a form he already had. That part, maybe I don't.
So he couldn't touch the guy.
I don't know.
But wait a second. This is actually a good point.
Or is this part of the robotic warfare that they just walk around naked?
Well, no, but hang on, because his flesh is not flesh. It is liquid metal that resembles flesh. He's not creating blood. When he gets attacked, like when his hand chopped off, there was no blood. It was metal. So there is no organic matter at all in him. He just forms himself. So yeah, absolutely.
Like somebody from a picture in the future, naked.
So he's only looking at naked guys in the future, and that's why he traveled that way?
Okay. So hold your take on T2.
But then when he comes to 80 or 9, whatever year it was, then he realizes that people wear clothing, and it's like, oh, okay, I got to get me some of that, so I'm going to go touch a uniform.
Saying that you think that, so this kind of goes, he just walks around naked all the time. Do you think?
Well, he is a prototype.
Silver. Like, does he take a form, or is he just always like silver metal guy, naked silver metal guy?
I think, naked silver metal.
Probably naked silver metal guy, but he knows he's got to look human. I don't know.
Robert Patrick just wanted to show his butt.
He wanted to have some butt. We got to see some Artie butt and some Robbie butt.
Dude, okay, so let's just say this. I thought Robert Patrick was fantastic. He was probably my favorite part of this movie. I thought it was great.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's got weird ears, and
for a guy who doesn't say anything the whole movie, pretty much. Yeah,
he's good. He's a good. Reactive. He's a very great reactive actor.
Yeah.
I need you guys, Donnie, especially you, to help me out with something, because when I was watching it back, I didn't recall this scene. Was the part where he's teaching him to try to smile part of the original movie, or was that a cut scene that got put?
Dude, I'm pretty sure that was in it.
Okay, I didn't remember that at all.
That smile gave me nightmares.
That scene is great, though.
I don't remember that at all. It didn't.
You know what scene I didn't remember?
Familiar at all?
Which is weird because I've watched Terminator several times, but I didn't remember the scene where the T-1000 was in Connor's bedroom.
I didn't.
And he finds the letters from the mom, but I guess it had to be because that's how he had to figure out where.
I don't remember him being all feely.
He was feeling walls. I don't remember any of that.
Maybe we have a director's cut. I'm going to Google real quick and see if we actually have a director's cut. We'll see.
But I'm pretty sure that smile scene was there before. I think so, and it's fantastic.
Oh, it's
Arnold's fantastic. Edward Furlong is not good. Let's have a bad.
My son walked in while I was watching that, and he goes, "Who's that guy?" I was like, "That's Eddie Furlong." He's like, "That dude." Well, he said some things.
I would like.
He questioned his masculinity.
Shocking.
Oh.
I would like to have a bad act off between Edward Furlong and Macaulay Culkin.
Oh.
They're the same person.
Yeah, I'm agreeing.
They're twins.
Their career trajectory.
What are you doing?
Trajectory is exactly the same.
Weren't they in a movie together? Bad Son? Who was in that with?
That was
Elijah Wood.
That was freaky too.
I just want to say thank you to Marlene Stewart for her costume designs. I wrote this down jokingly. And Brad Fiedel for his music choices.
Music choices.
His music by Brad Fiedel. It was the great soundtrack. It's a great soundtrack.
Yeah, man. This movie cuts right to the chase, Chris.
It does.
You get some good exposition from John Connor about Sarah, which I like because he's kind of talking to his friend about my mom's a psycho and she's in the loony bin. Also, I wrote down Sarah runs funny.
She runs weird.
She runs weird.
She runs like one of those people that pretends like they're riding a horse.
Hang on. Hey, so real quick.
Seen those videos?
A lot of flailing of arms.
Hang on. We'll come back to that. So it looks like it looks like we got the smile scene was not in the original. That was director's cut.
I knew it.
The room was director's cut, and the whole dream sequence with Kyle in the mental institution where Kyle Reese comes back to her. That was all added for the director's
cut. That was in the original for sure, because I
remember that. I remember that.
Well, it must be longer because they're saying that it's...
Maybe they extended it.
Yeah, maybe it's extended.
I'm telling you, that smile scene, I've never seen that before.
That's crazy, because I felt the same way when I saw the smile scene, but I was like, no, because he grins at the end. Remember, he kind of picks up that gun and he kind of gives that sideways grin. And I thought, well, they must have taught him that, but they didn't. And that scene in the room, I don't know how he finds Sarah without that scene, but there must have been something different. That's crazy. Now I gotta go watch. I gotta watch it again.
It seems like, and again, I'm not one whose memory is to be trusted on this, but I thought he just sort of like ripped the poster down. Like I thought it was kind of. I just don't think it was that much touching everything. I don't even remember him in the room.
I don't even remember him going in that room at all.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
What's wrong with Wolfie?
Oh my gosh, that scene. I
like the tease though. I like how they use the German Shepherd. Because later on in the future, it's the German Shepherds that they use to tell the Terminators, or dogs in general. But like, I think there were some German Shepherds in the original Terminator.
Yes, there were.
Yeah,
I think that's a pretty cool little. You almost get the sense that maybe Connor likes the German Shepherd, so he's as an homage to Max.
Good old Max. Good old Wolfie. But that same scene though, right? That knife to the head was great as well. When she killed
the blood. Show it. Oh, you just hear that thunk sound.
Yeah.
And it's like, uh-oh, what's happening?
And I didn't expect to see it. I didn't remember that scene. And I don't think I saw this in the theater. I think the first time I saw this was on like a TV cut. And so that may have been cut out because I don't remember that part. But like, you know, when it pans out and he slides off the edge and falls down, that was super gross. Super gross.
She was in Aliens
and Titanic.
Oh,
she was in Titanic.
She was one of the common folk that got kind of left in the bottom of the ship.
Oh,
yeah,
her career really went downhill after Aliens.
Jeanette Goldstein. She makes lingerie now. That's what she does.
Fantastic.
You're welcome. I saw she did a podcast on one of those, I don't know, whatever. Anyway. Did you guys catch the video? Okay, so when they were filming Sarah in the nutty bin, did you catch the throwback to the first movie with Kyle?
Yeah.
And he's handcuffed and he's freaking out and he's like, "No, you're all gonna die!" And they pause it mid crazy, and they did the same thing to her in this one. She's like, "Oh yeah,
yeah, that's good." She was a bit of a lunatic though,
but I like the transition that she's super calm, and she's like, "You told me, yeah, I've been good, you know, like I haven't broken any knees lately, you know, like I didn't kill that sleazeball orderly yet, you know." But
mild continuity problem there, because she's like, "How's the kneecap?" He's like, "She stabbed me in the knee a few weeks ago."
Yeah,
he does say that.
Now she's up for review, and she's acting like she's been good for 6 months. Just a mild continuity issue. It's like, you just stabbed me in the leg.
Yeah, that's true. Now that you say that,
I'm not.
But I like her demeanor though, how it changes when she finds out she can't see John. She's like, she goes bananas, man. Yeah,
she's a good. So I think I guess my favorite thing about the movie rewatching it is I didn't realize, I didn't remember Sarah being just a lunatic, and
she's crazy.
Like she is, you know, like she's
crazy. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but see, I didn't remember that. I honestly didn't remember Sarah at all. From my remembrance of this is really the semi and Cyber9 and the last battle, and then you know, the thumbs up and like that. Like I just don't even think about her at all. But now watching it again, I thought she was great. It makes me super excited to see the new one with her back in it and how that's going to play out.
Yeah.
When Arnold's back in it, and I can't figure out how they're going to explain that, but I haven't seen Genesis.
Somebody has to be the template for these Terminators. It's my guess.
Oh, you think he's a guy?
Yeah.
Oh, how cool would that be?
I don't think that's right, Donnie. I don't think you're right. I'm sorry.
Awesome.
No, because I thought in 1984 Terminator, he explained they don't all look the same. Otherwise, you'd be able to pick them out.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm going to go see it in the theater. I'll let you know.
No, that's true, because we see the scene with Kyle in the future where the Terminators come in and it's different. Yeah, it's a different guy. No, that's true. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they bring them back in. Yeah, so that'll be something.
I didn't see Genesis. I saw 3 and I barely remember it.
Genesis is not bad. It got a
Salvation.
bad rap,
I actually liked a lot.
I like Salvation a lot. We saw that together.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
That chase scene, Chris, you mentioned the semi and the motorcycle chase scene is one of the greats, man. That chase scene is amazing.
Great.
The only qualm I have with it is when he bumps the motorbike with the semi, and I'm like, probably not gonna be able to do that. But
I mean, if you want to get nitpicky, like when he's on the back of the car and they're leaving, and he's got his knife hands. He can make his knife hands extend pretty quickly. Yeah. I mean, he would have had no trouble killing John Connor in the back seat of the car.
No. Yeah, he's spending all his time knocking the window out. It's like, stop knocking the window out, dum-dum.
Sure.
You can just shoot your knife hand right through the window. And I do want to know why a knife finger in the eye means you can't scream.
I want to know why when people get stabbed in the eye, they died. Is that a real thing?
Wait.
That went through his brain, bro. That went all the way through.
Yeah. That was my thing. I think that you probably take out like a section of the brain that controls that, and then there is nothing.
But he's just like...
Yeah, I thought of Chris, though, right there, because that was another eyeball scene, and I know he enjoys those eyeball scenes.
No, so the one scene that I didn't like at all was the arm cutting scene.
Oh yeah, when he does it all the way around.
Oh yeah, I wasn't okay.
And
with that.
He peels it off. He peels it like a banana.
Banana, no.
Yes. Love that.
None of that.
Okay. What did you think of I didn't get a chance to go back and listen to the whole episode from y'all's movie swap. I heard Donnie's take on Power Rangers.
Yeah, it was
classic.
Amazing.
What was Chris's response to the eyeball?
Oh, it was rough. It was rough. It was rough. Because I mean, it's like it's all in on the eyeball, and it's claymation, but it doesn't freaking matter. I mean, it's an eyeball. I don't even want to know that. None of it. The knife goes like straight in the face. No, I don't want that. And then he has to sop it out with like a rag. No.
Oh, yeah, that's the best part.
I know. Because that's the worst part of cleaning out a wound, right? It's like
you got to get all that blood and guts out of that.
I like the head peel scene. He peels his head back. That looked very real.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a great scene as well. In the mirror and everything, the way they shot that. Yeah. So back to the eyeball, the knife in the eyeball. So Chris, let's reveal to Chris why I did the twins top 5.
Yes.
Okay.
Give it up.
So that security guard in real life has a twin brother.
Oh.
So when you see them standing face to face, they're actual twins.
Oh, right.
And there's also another set of twins used in this movie.
Yes, there is, Bran. Who is it?
Go ahead, Phil. You do it.
Sarah Connor, baby. She's got a twin. Linda Hamilton has a twin.
Has a twin sister.
Oh, yep, indeed.
And when the T-1000 takes on her form, they show them in a scene together, and that is her twin sister.
That is bonkers. So that makes sense why she's so freaking crazy, though.
Sure. She is a twin, no doubt.
Okay, we're going to jump to Phil's segment real quick. So we started this in season 2 where Phil tells us why the movie we are talking about could not be made today. So we live in a social conscious PC type of world. So Phil, what you got, man? Why could Terminator 2 not be made today?
Well, I want to be really cautious here because I don't want to sound insensitive.
You mean like Donnie's top 5?
But here you have a group of nerds who are making robots. They're creating the most cutting edge neural processor that will eventually plunge mankind into despair. Mm-hmm. And you have a lot of nerds, and they're doing their thing. And James Cameron has decided, I think, in a good faith effort to cast someone of a minority race as a key character.
That's right.
But the subtle white privilege undertone here is that he actually is the baddest guy in the history of the human race.
He is.
So James Cameron is a racist. He casts a black actor. He makes this guy think, hey, man, we're going to give you prominence. We don't have a lot of black nerds in movies. We're going to give this to you. But really, we're making you the worst guy that's ever walked the face of the earth.
You know what I figured out this week?
Should have been cast as a white guy.
What I've figured out this week is that we're just all racist. We're just all racist. That's the bottom.
So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying there would be uproarious concern.
Yes, you're right.
You can't make this guy this way. It's not fair.
Mankind killer, man.
Mankind killer. Leave it to a white director to cast a black actor to be the mankind killer.
Which is ironic because Cameron did more for women actors than really anybody of that time, with Sigourney Weaver and with
Linda Hamilton,
and then with Jamie Lee Curtis even.
Oh,
so yeah, I mean
Jamie Lee. Oh, True Lies.
Yeah.
I would like to take a moment and just say that Real Amigos does not condone.
No, I'm being mildly tongue in cheek.
No, of course we.
I'm being extremely tongue in cheek.
That is true. Like what other?
But I can see some SJWs latching onto that and being like, "See, you made it look like you were making a real key character of minority race, but really you're making the worst person ever." I could see that as a term paper for somebody's sociology paper.
Do we have? And he's really the only minority. Right? Am I missing anybody? No, that's great. No. Like he's the only minority. So the only minority,
the Hispanic family that has all the guns.
That's right.
Who are also pretty probably in the Trump era should not be cast in that light.
Out in the desert, with a bunch of weapons, seemingly nomadic people.
I mean, they're playing right into Trump's whole rhetoric about we would have Mexican people.
I have another reason that you couldn't make this movie.
The big reason is racial issues.
Yes.
Big bucket racial issues.
Yep.
I would throw into the reason I can't make this today is because there's no more arcades, man.
Yes, Afterburner was the best game ever. Remember that game?
Afterburner, yes. He was playing Missile Command. That was awesome. That's a nice foreshadowing of the nuclear war.
That's right. I would say that to diversify, if this was remade today, I know they're continuing the movie, but if they remade this, you just cast The Rock as the Terminator. Done.
I would love it. Done. He's the Terminator.
He'd be great.
Yeah.
Great.
The cool thing about this franchise is you don't have to reboot it.
Yeah.
No, just
go, well, let's send another guy back to 1984 and do it all over again.
Man.
It's just the same storyline.
It's Back to the Future too.
Here's what needs to happen next. They need to send another guy back, right? And he impregnates a different girl. and that guy is Dyson. And so the good guys try to go back and kill Dyson before he can become the developer.
So now it's a race to kill the head.
It's a race to kill a baby.
Yeah. Can't we just go kill Hitler? That's what we need to do. Just kill baby Hitler. Okay,
dude,
so
comedians in cars getting coffee. Ricky Gervais, Donnie, we know you hate him. Ricky Gervais. So there's a new season of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Jerry Seinfeld interviews Eddie Murphy for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's talking about getting back on the stand-up scene.
Nice.
Well, it should be funny again. That'd be nice.
Yeah, really. But all that to say, so he's interviewing Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais pulls up a picture on his phone. He goes, "Who is this?" It's a little baby. And he says, by the third guess, he goes, "Is that Adolf Hitler?" He's like, "It is." And they start laughing. And he's like, everybody talks about how they could go back in time and kill Adolf Hitler if he was a baby. Look at him. He's adorable.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, boy.
He's like, you couldn't do that. He's a cute baby.
Yeah, he's funny.
Oh, man.
Okay,
so anyway, I only bring that up because you brought it up.
No, that's funny. That's good. Okay, so so we're gonna jump over to Donnie in a second and do his rundown. He always has great notes to kind of wrap up our talk. But before we do that, I have a new segment that I brought in that you guys have no idea what's happening. But I called it "Would You Rather." So the whole premise is simple. I'm just gonna take something from the movie and just ask which one would you rather do, because I think it would be fun. So here's the question: would you rather be thrown on top of a piping hot griddle, or would you rather be tied down and licked in the face?
Oh yeah, what's with the licking in this movie?
There's multiple licking scenes. James Cameron must have a licking fetish.
I want to answer though. This is a new segment. We're doing this all the time. I need to know.
Am I on the receiving end of the licking, or am I doing the licking?
Both of these.
Pertinent question. Do I get to be wearing the same outfit, all the leather jacket and gear that guy would wear? I would rather be thrown on the griddle without hesitation.
Lick my face.
Look, you guys know me. I have a freaking germ thing and a gross thing, but I would much rather be licked than have my hands. If you look at him when he falls off that thing, his hands are just scalded, and his face. No, Pam, no.
Why can't I remember the second lick? I know there's two because I remember going, man, there's a lot of licking in this movie.
Yes, it was.
The orderly guy licks her face.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Dyson's wife, the back of his
neck. Yeah. She licked his neck.
I'm telling you right now, if my wife comes up behind me and licks, I am going to punch her in the face. Like, that is not acceptable. That is never.
Who is she, by the way? That lady's been in some stuff.
I don't know. I don't recognize her name at all. I looked it up, but I don't know what she's been in.
I've seen her. There's quite a few people actually in this movie that I don't know who they are, and I couldn't tell you what they've been in, but they looked familiar.
Yeah. Hey, I have a question along that line.
Like Eddie Furlong's best friend from Mac and Me.
I've seen that kid. Yeah, that kid has been in some stuff. Not lately.
He's done a lot of voice work, actually. I checked him out.
His hair is amazing.
He's terrible.
Donnie,
can you get lifted by your hair?
Yes.
Would your hair not rip out of your head?
No, I think you could probably lift somebody.
Really? Arnold lifts that dude up by his hair.
I'm upset about that scene.
Yeah.
That
John
kid
Connor
called for help.
To Punk.
They come over. He calls him a name.
Listen, Phil, it establishes John Connor's ruthlessness. You have to be ruthless to be a leader.
Oh gosh, It's real problematic for me. It's like I really kind of wish that the T800 had gone negative.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, why wouldn't you follow my order? And him give us some explanation where he's like, because killing of this man would not advance our mission, or something where this little kid's moral compass gets checked by a robot because he doesn't have one. You little punk.
Yeah. According to my sensors, you're in punk mode. I can't listen to you when you're in punk mode.
According to my senses, you're a jerk. I will not help you.
All right, Donnie, before we go round robin and give our reviews, I know that you always do a great job of coming with these little quick fire things. So let's run down the list. What do you got for us?
Okay, I got a few. Everyone in that hallway where the first shootout happened between the two Terminators is deaf. Without doubt.
You talking about in the hallway behind the stores at the mall?
Yeah, I'm talking about in the 5-foot concrete hallway with no flooring.
I have thoughts here. There's another reason this movie doesn't get made, because of the death of the mall.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
There are no utterly blasted to shreds.
Yeah. But I'm talking about Donnie. Literally, there are no malls. I
thought you meant social hours. Minding his own business.
But I don't understand that guy. If the T-1000 is shooting a gun down the hallway, is your instinct to turn broadside and present your entire chest? Or is it to slump quickly to the ground?
I've never been stuck between two computer-generated death machines, but I would like to think that my instinct would not be that. I'd like to think that I would hit the dirt.
The first gunfire that goes off, you're like, whoop,
stop, drop, and roll.
Go down quickly. Yeah.
I know this is true. I know this is true, and this is how I'd respond, because in the 90s, I took my wife to see Scream 2 in Dallas. And during the opening scene where who's in the beginning of that? Is that Omar Epps?
I don't know.
I think
he takes the knife through the head, through the bathroom stall. I was in a movie theater that nearly erupted into a riot. And I'm not being hyperbolic. It was rowdy.
I believe you. I believe you.
One particular gentleman who was he was a white guy in a theater full of very angry, not white people. He decides that it would be a good idea to stand up and voice his disapproval of their behavior. This only enraged the crowd more.
Oh my gosh.
And I lean over to my then girlfriend, now wife, and I said, if anything goes down, hit the floor. I'm telling you.
Yeah. There you go.
I know I would have hit the floor. That's
a life hack, buddy. It's a good one.
Otherwise, but this guy goes, I'm drinking my Coke. Let me turn and see what's going on.
Yeah, that guy's a dummy. That guy deserved what he got. So everyone in that hallway and everyone in the elevator too, when they're in the elevator, is deaf. Yeah. They're deaf. Those people never hear again ever. Okay?
It's a shock. That is of all.
They should have shown John Connor in the future with hearing aids in his ear.
Their ears should have been bleeding.
Yeah, he's never hearing again. There is a scene. I think it's either right before or after they call the foster parents, and Arnold is holstering the shotgun, and if you watch, he turns the shotgun like this, and the shotgun goes right next to John's head. It's pointing like right at his face, and it's like, what are you doing? You're a Terminator. You're very careless with that shotgun. It was very.
What you're telling me is there could have almost been an accident on set that would have saved us from having this movie with Edward.
Oh my gosh, you're going Brandon Lee on us. The Arnold scene when Sarah finally meets the T Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
That scene is perfect. When she sees him and she hits the floor and she's just backpedaling, dude, like I'm out of here.
Great, and then slow-mo, which they don't use a lot of slow-mo in the movie, which I appreciate, because that's something that's super overplayed nowadays. They don't use a lot of slow-mo, but the slow-mo in that scene was perfect.
Her whole world is like caving in at that moment, like, oh my gosh, this is not happening again. And Arnold drops that line that mirrors Kyle. He says, come with me if you want to live.
Yeah,
which I thought was a nice, call back to that. The scene where the T-1000 walks through the bars is incredible. Even 20, 30 years later, when he walks up and that bar just goes through his face.
Yes,
that's good stuff.
Yeah, it's a good scene.
Dude, that whole thing presented so many questions to my son. He's like, "How can it be liquid?" What? Like he was so perplexed. Like he had zero imagination for these liquid metal robots. He was like, "That doesn't make any sense. How does that work? Does he not have how does it think? How does it move? Does it not have any hardware? Like, I don't understand." And I'm like, stop. It's just a liquid robot. Keep moving.
When he gets the shotgun to the head, when there's a giant hole in his head, just great effects. They actually show, I think, the camera from behind through his head.
It's open.
Yeah, you can see them in the elevator.
Yeah.
There is a scene where they're driving at night after the bad body drag scene.
I think I know where you're going to go here.
The backdrop on that scene is terrible.
Well,
it's fake.
Well, like, if you watch that same scene, for some reason, they must be on. It's like they're on the bumpiest road ever. Arnold's like, you're on a highway. You're driving on a highway.
I hate watching people drive cars in movies because it's always overreaction. Like they're going to make a turn and they're always like, "Oh!" It's like, what are you doing? No one turns like that.
It's the same way with. I know this is going to sound overly technical. It's the same way with flying airplanes. You'll see like Tom Cruise like yank back on the stick and shove it forward and it's like you just don't fly an airplane like that. It's all very small movements.
Right. just take your hand and slide around that wheel.
But nobody cares. Yeah, nobody cares about that.
Fine. No problem. But that backdrop on that driving scene, check it out if you get a chance, is terrible. It's real bad. Every time there's body gore now, Chris, I think of you. I just want you to know that. You're welcome.
I'm glad.
When Arnold picks up the toddler in the desert.
Oh, great. So good by the overalls.
How many of you, hands raised, thought he was going to eat that child? Like, I'm very hungry. It looked like he was just going to devour the kid. Anyway.
Well, I liked that. I liked that whole idea that, like, because he's in learning mode now.
Yes.
Now he's like, wait a minute, these come in different sizes.
It's a little
fun size. In that scene too, him being called Bob was pretty funny.
Uncle Bob. So here's a question, legit question. Arnold is under a truck, working on said truck, using tools to turn nuts and bolts. Could Arnold not do that with his hands? Yeah, exactly. It's like, you are pretty strong. Probably be okay. Anyway, something to think about.
Also, he probably has giant sausage fingers. Maybe he couldn't get. I mean,
he does feel pain.
Well, he does.
What are your feelings on the Sarah Connor narration?
In what manner? Like, do I like the
right in the middle of the movie? I mean, she does some in near the beginning, but she right in the middle of the movie there,
and she does at the end too. There's
more. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the narration in the middle of the movie.
I think my problem with it is less that it's narration and that it's not consistent. Point
of view.
When the narration starts, it's trying to tell you that the story is being told from Sarah's point of view. However, the entire hour before that, it feels like it's been being told by, you could toss it up between John Connor or the Terminator's point of view.
Right.
It isn't really Sarah Connor. So I think it just juxtaposed where the movie starts. I would have loved if, while they were doing it works if while they're doing scenes with John Connor and the Terminator, even though she's not with them, that she's like, oh, and this was when they did this, or if she was narrating the entire thing. I like that it's there. I just think that it isn't consistent.
Yeah, I got you. That is a problem. Sarah Connor, when she takes the beating in the loony bin. Definitely has broken ribs in that scene.
Yeah, man.
They kick her off of the floor onto the wall. Like she goes.
Have you ever kicked anyone?
Not hard because I'm afraid I would kill them.
I'm just saying, like, people in movies, when they get punched or kicked, seem to fly.
Yeah, there's a lot of flying.
It's like, I've seen real people get punched, and they tend to just collapse. They tend to just go.
Yeah.
It's
also,
drama.
I'm always baffled also at how many times people can get kicked in movies and still get up. Because the answer is almost none. Especially in the face, You get kicked in the head once or twice is probably the limit on that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Or like crotch shots. Like, I've had a 2-year-old punch me in the crotch and been like, yeah, I'm done. I'm going to lay here for the rest of the day. And in movies, they're like, boom, boom. And they're like, oh, I'm going to go back after.
Oh, my gosh. I can see Phil crumpled in a heap looking at a 2-year-old going, why?
Yeah.
You just Carrie comes by and puts a blanket on him and just we'll wake you up in the morning. You'll be fine.
I don't think real people are that tough.
Yeah,
there's nobody out there that's that tough.
I agree with that. But that would be really boring if we watched a movie about the Terminator and everybody just took one hit and died.
Well, that's the other thing about action movies. Like, have either of you seen Zero Dark 30?
No, I have.
Okay.
Good movie.
So it's basically the story of how they got Osama bin Laden and all the and it's like one of the things that you learn and I've read a few books by Navy SEALs and Special Forces guys. Like, those guys will tell you there's nothing less realistic in this world than an action movie. Like, those dudes are some of the most safety-minded people on the planet. Like, that's why they are the way they are. They rehearse, they practice, they plan. Like, that's everything. But in movies, they're always like gung-ho, rip the shirt off, go at it with a knife, you know. And in a real movie, they're like,
in real life, those guys die first. That's how that works.
Right. In the real life, they're like, well, I'm gonna keep on my safety gear, and I'm gonna wear my knee pads, and I'm probably gonna wear my goggles because it's windy out. It's just a different world.
Yes.
I love that the T-1000 shoves children in the arcade, like literally just throws them out of the way.
Yeah.
Which is pretty great. This has a Minority Report tint to it, don't you think? Pre-crime, sort of. Go back and
kind of the whole thing, right?
I watched half of that recently.
That movie's great, by the way. But the whole Dyson thing is like pre-crime. We're gonna kill you, because you're gonna kill everybody. So,
but that's really just crazy, Sarah. Though, Terminator's just giving data. And Sarah hears that, and Sarah's like, "Oh, so now we know who does it. I'm gonna take care of it."
Well, no, I thought it smacked a little bit.
No, absolutely, yeah. But see, again, so let me just say this: the time doesn't work for me. Like the whole, and I'm gonna watch the rest of these movies to try to figure it out. I just don't understand what we're.
There's nothing to figure out. It doesn't work.
Well, yeah, it does. They destroy the stuff. He blows up the thing. We melt both of the freaking robots. Spoilers, right? And yet we still have another Terminator movie where this stuff still happens. John Connor's still there. Like I don't.
Where's Arnold's other arm? I don't know.
Oh my gosh, where have all the cowboys gone? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. So yeah, don't try to figure it out. It's entertainment. You're definitely right. I agree with you on the logic. The logic is bad. It doesn't work. But
Kyle Reese said their future isn't determined.
Like I said before, black holes, man. It's all about black holes. Just roll with it. Black holes are the reason.
I would do much better if Kyle Reese was not John Connor's dad.
Yeah, it would sew up the whole thing. No problems.
Oh gosh.
Arnold picks up that minigun. That scene is amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
And he finally gets the smile right. And then what is John's like that?
It fits you.
Yeah,
it fits you.
Yeah, it's good. It's funny.
But I felt like Arnold was he was jealous in Predator that he never got to shoot that gun. So it was like, I'm going to do it in this movie.
Funny.
Wouldn't it be cool to find out that that's the exact same prop?
Oh, that would be funny too. Yeah.
It didn't look the same, but it could have been.
That's probably wasn't, because I think
the explosions. Predator.
Go ahead.
Somebody else fires one in a movie, but I don't remember what it was. I think The Rock shoots one somewhere in some movie. The explosions in this movie, first class, no expense spared.
Yeah.
When they blow up all those cop cars and that building and that whole thing is amazing.
I still think my favorite is the semi coming off that overpass.
Like, I have a problem with that
really
scene.
dumb.
I have a huge problem with that scene.
Okay, I know what your problem is with that scene.
The road is not going that way.
I know. Where does he get the momentum to take off like that?
In real life, he doesn't have enough speed. He hits the thing, maybe breaks it, and kind of hangs off, and then just falls off.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
Okay, well then answer this: why does John Connor stop?
Yeah, I don't know.
In the middle of there, like,
I think he felt like there was no access for that truck to get here.
Yeah,
but why would you be out in the open? Why wouldn't you at least like hide under the bridge? Or
he wanted a viewpoint. He wanted to see what's going on.
John Connor, bro, you lead the.
There's a couple of scenes where you can spot the stunt man.
Oh
yes,
yeah,
very badly.
Yeah, especially Arnold on the motorcycle.
Yes,
but not on the jump. Not on the jump.
On the jump, they superimpose his face. Yes,
that looks great.
That's definitely him. Or at least his face is on the jump. But yeah, a couple times on the motorcycle, and John Connor on the motorcycle.
Yeah,
it's a grown man.
He's a grown man. Yes, correct. Yeah, the Arnold, the face of the stuntman was a notorious complaint when the movie came out back in the day, and Cameron was like, "Oh, we got to fix that." So went in and tried to fix a lot of it. What was I going to say? Oh, Arnold. I don't know what that says. The T-1000 at the end reminded you of The Thing. Anyone? The way he was freaking out and all kind of funky,
yeah.
Here's what I wrote, but I don't know what it means. I underlined the word love. I put love the Arnold shooting on the head scene. What? I don't know what that means. I think maybe it's when he comes up on the conveyor belt at the end with the thing.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
that's a great scene.
Yeah.
One scene that I do not like.
Uh-oh.
And I'm done. I'm finishing up. Is I do not like the T-1000 in the molten steel scene. The flailing, I did not. That whole scene is weird. I didn't like that. When he's flailing around and he starts turning.
Why? Yeah, because why is he acting that way?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
he's not alive. He's not sentient.
I think.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Again, I think this goes back to the dramatic part, right? They just, if he was just to like fall in and then be done, it kind of
right. He'd be like, oh.
I think Robert Patrick was like, dude, I've spent this whole movie not acting.
Yeah, I need to act.
Can I do something?
Let me act. All right, let's do this. Let's okay. So I think it was a great movie. The time travel stuff really bugs me, and John Connor needs to get punched. But overall, really good. We're gonna go around.
I don't think he gets better, bro, until Salvation when we hit Christian Bale.
Yeah, well, I'm committing to watching these. So in the next few episodes, as you guys listen,
here's my theory. Here's my theory. My theory is that Christian Bale plays John Connor in Salvation, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Christian Bale, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So my theory is the whole neural net thing goes down, Cyberdyne thing goes down, and Batman has to take. He becomes the savior of humanity. So it's all one world.
Connor's actually
he takes on a new pseudonym. He can't be Bruce Wayne because everybody knows who Bruce Wayne was. And he's like this famous guy. Yeah. So he becomes John Connor and he leads the troops to
It's got to be better than what it is now. So
oh man.
So okay, so let's do our review. I'll go first. I do really like this movie. If for nothing else, it's a great action and great pacing, pretty much across the board. I think the special effects are great. I enjoyed watching it. I had to actively remind myself that the time travel in this movie doesn't make any sense, and just to kind of go with it. But with that being said, I would give it 8 broken windshields. So,
or glass of some sort,
or some sort of glass that's on a car.
Driver's side window, rear window.
Yeah.
All right, Phil. What about you, man?
I'm gonna give it a 2 thumbs that have become knives to the eyes up.
two knife thumbs.
They weren't thumbs, but
they were.
Are those knives?
They were index fingers, but I'm gonna give it 2 knife thumbs up.
Index.
Are they separated from the T-1000 and shaking a little bit? Like so.
Now, were they shaking because they were alive, or were they shaking because the car was so like that's the same car where Arnold was riding like this?
Yeah,
I took it that they were alive.
Yeah, I like that scene when he steps up to it and it sucks into his boot a little.
That's a great scene. Yeah,
I really like the T-1000. I thought all the scenes with him were great.
Yeah, good stuff.
Donnie, what about you, man?
I'm going to give this movie 97. What? What'd I do?
You're just thinking.
Didn't give anything yet. No, I knew what I was going to say. I just couldn't remember the word. I'm going to give it 97 cleaning supplies and a needle in the necks.
97 cc's.
Yes. Yeah. What is like Drano or something?
Yeah, so it was like.
I like how you said. I knew what I was gonna say, but I didn't know what the words. It's like, isn't that what knowing what you're gonna say means?
And I just totally made up words.
And knowing the thought.
The words that I just said. I didn't even know what they were. So
it was Roto-Rooter. No, it was,
I love. This is in my top 10. This movie's great.
Really, I would. Ooh, those are big words, man.
This is in my top 10, probably. Yeah.
I don't think the doctor survives that syringe to the neck. A little bit seeps out. He died.
Oh yeah, he gets. Yeah, sure. It gets stabbed in. I mean, it was in his neck. Yeah, he's dead.
That needle went in. Oh, by the way, no, he's not. Dr. Silberman again is in the first 3 movies.
Shut your face.
He was in Terminator. He's in 2. He's in 3.
Wait a second.
Fact.
Oh my gosh, no! This guy needs to. Hopefully, somebody. I hope does Sarah kill him?
I'm not. Hey, nice little like Easter egg. Now that you've seen this movie, Chris, go back and watch Hunt for the Wilder People.
Oh, that's right. I want to watch.
Oh,
that's
Wilder People, right? When they have that whole exchange about which Sarah Connor they are. And she's like, I'm just Sarah Connor from T2 when she's doing the pull-ups.
Oh, that's funny. I'll have to watch it. Yeah, I have that movie. I want to watch it.
Now you have comedy context.
I love it.
Oh, you've never seen Hunt for the Wilder?
No.
It's good.
Oh my gosh, Chris.
After Ragnarok came out, I was like, oh, I need to watch this, and I just haven't done it yet.
Dude. I have to say, I saw it before I saw Ragnarok, and I thought it was great. I didn't know who that guy was, and I just loved it.
Yeah, he's great.
It's so funny, man.
That is our show. Terminator 2, Judgment Day, one of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time. I think across the board, we all really like it. Probably not as much as Donnie. Time travel, total garbage. But continuing our theme, it is a great, great movie, and we are glad to talk about it. So, real quick as we roll, just remember you can subscribe to our podcast anywhere you get podcasts, or just stream on Spotify if you want to do that. And you can watch also on YouTube every week. Just search for Real Amigos, and you can find us there. But that is it. We will be back next week. Next week we're actually doing it's a great debate topic, and Donnie is up. We're going to be talking about movie villains. Ooh, scary. So that'll be fun. So check that out. And so we'll see you next week. So for Donnie and Phil, bye.
Adios.